Finally TV, here we are, party people, back again with another episode of Voice of the Valley. Remember, don't just dream, inspire. Don't just imagine, create. And just don't believe, achieve. That's how it is right here each and every time. You know how we do. I want to thank y'all for coming out and clicking on that video and watching this and checking out my guest who's here to join us for the second time. My man, KL Rockwell. What's going on, sir?
What's good, Gabe? What's good? How are you?
I'm chilling, man. It's nice to have you back again.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We were talking a little bit about our first interview that we did during that showcase.
Right.
And all the positivity that came out of that and that good conversation, you know?
Right.
And I didn't tell you this off air. So on air, I'll tell you that, I was getting hit up like, that was, pretty cool story, like to hear it from a different perspective. And, how like, you could be so close to the industry and not be super famous.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And making it like, I can do it too. So it's very inspirational. You know what I mean? Your story.
Right.
So salute to you. I know you celebrated, a big anniversary with DJing recently.
Last year, 45 years.
45 years. This man started DJing when I was born.
1976.
That's it. February, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
I just turned 46. So you just turned 46 years old as a DJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking good. You wear it well, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. So last time we were together, we were discussing like the beginnings of everything. Right? And, how you got started. And we were even talking about, the makeshift setups that people would put together to get a party going and jump in,
absolutely.
stealing the electricity from the light pole. We talked about all that good stuff. We talked about, and I'm just catching y'all up, but we also talked about how, battling became, like hood, but then it came like hood versus hood, and it started growing like that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And you brought us all the way up to actually getting hooked up with Rough Riders and doing some promotion for them.
Right.
And that's kind of like where we tailed off and we curbed the interview because we knew we were going to get back together.
Right.
Was around that time. So you had mentioned that you wanted to go back and talk
just a little bit.
And just touch on something. And then, man, let's tell the rest of the story. KL Rockwell telling us his story, his life, and how it, basically was all around hip hop, man. It's like, you know what I mean? And it's, if you don't like...
Well, music in general.
Yeah, music in general.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Music in general. Just going back to, my childhood days in Patterson Projects, big up to the Patterson Projects, Patterson Houses, South Bronx, South Bronx, for real. I was mentioning about, everybody either being into sports or music. On the sports side, I left out one crucial thing.
What's that?
We had a bunch of karate kids.
Oh, get out.
Yes, we had a bunch of, we had an instructor in our community center, and he taught anybody who wanted to learn. But there was one particular cat, one particular dude, you know what I'm saying? His name is Mel B. I called him Mel B growing up.
Okay, yeah.
And he's actually the first cousin of Grandmaster Melly Mel from the Furious Five.
Okay, that's where I was going with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's actually first cousins with him and Kid Creole.
Okay.
So big shout out to Mel B. He calls himself now Sexy Mel. You know what I mean? But he's been, under the weather a little bit. You know what I mean? So big shout out to Mel B, Sexy Mel. He was like, he would come outside and practice on people. You know what I'm saying? He would go to the dojo or he would go to the center and get his craft together and get his belts. Oh, he got belts on top of belts.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then there was other guys that I grew up to that took to Kung Fu, karate, and all that type of art form. So big shout out to all those guys. But I really just had to mention my dude, Sexy Mel. Big up, Sex.
Shout out Sexy Mel, man. So as we move on, right? you had mentioned you're doing promo for Rough Riders now, right? Like you bumped into somebody, they said they could use you.
No, I actually talked to them.
Okay.
You know, the same person that brought me in from the very beginning, Cy Dean, who is a first cousin with, you know, D&Y Dean, Paul Dean.
Okay.
You know, that's who brought me in, and I had a conversation with him. I was like, listen, I don't want to overstep. You know, I know it's been a while since we all got together. It's basically since like DMX funeral or whatever the case may be, or doing that around that time when all of us was going through it like crazy because it was rolled to us. You know, it was like all of a sudden unexpected to us because we was getting ready to get back into it and do great things again. But, you know, life happens. Death happens.
Yeah.
And I had to have a conversation with him. And he was like, Kev, you wear the R like a badge of honor. And just keep doing what you're doing. You know, he's going to try to set up something with Wadeen and, you know, kind of like get back into the fold because they're doing Rough Riders Rescue now. If you see the vans around town, you know, they're based out of Yonkers, New York, but you might see a Rough Riders Rescue van or truck come through. Or even we got cars ratted out, everything. It's Rough Riders Rescue. And, you know, during the pandemic, gave out a lot of food, clothes, all of that type of stuff. So always reach back to the community. I believe we're having the Juneteenth parade again this year. That's coming down Lenox Avenue and going to 125th Street. I believe we're having that. I haven't gotten an official word on that yet, but stay tuned, and I'll put it out on Instagram or Facebook, and everybody come on through and have a good time with the Rough Riders. Shout out to the R.
There it is. So talk about that though. So it was early on. You went on with them to do some promo and stuff, right?
Well, basically, like I said, I was just promoting. I was doing a party for Kool Herc for his birthday. It was a club downtown on 33rd Street and 7th Avenue called Leviticus. And I'm handing out flyers, and just so happens, I see Cy in the car. I was like, yo, what's up, Cy? He was like, yo, what's up, Kev? So I handed him a flyer. He was like, oh, word, you doing this now? And I was like, yeah. He said, yo, I might need you. I was like, word, you know me. I'm always like that. When people, I've been told that me and my partner, MC Showtime was going to be the next Dr. Dre and that lover. I've been sold so many dreams. So when even back then, when people used to tell me, "Oh, you know, I got you. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do it," I'm skeptical. Whatever. But he actually called me and was like, "There's a meeting at the office. You have to be there because you're going to be leaving to go to Miami." I was like, huh? Went to the office, had the meeting, looked around, and I was like, I'm the oldest one in this room besides Paul Dean. I was like, wow. So, okay, I guess he's going to put me in charge of these kids. And that's exactly what happened.
Okay.
For 22 hours in a van going down to Miami, I was in charge of 7. There was 8 of us all together.
You were chaperoning?
Yes. I had to go to the parents and get them to sign consent forms and release forms.
Yeah.
And I gave them my personal guarantee that their children will be safe with me on the road to go to Miami Beach. And that was my introduction.
Okay.
It was crazy. I'm like, wait a minute. I come down, and then I got dressed up. Like I had on a silk shirt, slacks, shoes. I had my little gaiters on. You know, my little. I think I had on a suede hat that day, trying to look real cool. And then I walk in, everybody's in hoodies and
they sweats.
You know, and jeans and all that. And I'm like, oh, I'm out of place. I forgot where I was coming. But I quickly learned that, you know, these are not industry dudes. These are in the street dudes. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, now I can get thuggish. I don't have to be a businessman. This is not RCA Records. This is Rough Rider Records. You know what I mean? At RCA, I want a suit and a tie and carry the attaché case for real. Right. And then now, I'm with Rough Riders, and I can wear what the hell I want to wear. You know what I mean? So it was a culture shock to me. You know, it was like I'm going from wearing suits and ties to wearing whatever I please. I had boxes and boxes of access to all the merch. I went out to the airport to get the merch. I was in charge of giving out the merch. I was in charge of counting the merch. Everything had to be accounted for because it had to go, you know, on the books and go to the higher ups. So that was the beginning of a great run. It was a great run. It was 97. It was a great run until, you know, everything started happening with the contracts and Interscope and Def Jam, you know what I mean? And, you know, after that, I went right back to DJing, right back to working, and I still represent Rough Riders to this day. I got the blessing on, you know, doing promotions. You know, once I have the meeting with Y, we'll see what else he wants me to do. You know what I mean? At this point in time in 2022.
Let me ask you something. The 7 kids that were in the bus, who were they?
Okay. Let me see if I can get these names right.
Is it people we're going to know?
No.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Okay.
This was the street team.
That was just the street team.
There was 8 of us.
Okay. So don't rack your brain too much, but I was just wondering, like, wait, was he in there watching, like, little young Jada?
No. This was...
They might have been thinking that, too. So
now, we were sent out first before anybody else left New York.
Right. You have to, yeah.
We were in that van with posters and all kinds of stuff.
Got it.
You know, and our luggage.
Yeah.
It was just us promotional stuff and our luggage. But the oldest next to me might have been like 29, 30, and the oldest after him was like 23. The one after him was 21, and the rest were teenagers.
Yeah, you're dealing with babies. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they said, Kev, keep these guys together.
Right.
I want all of y'all to make it to Miami, and I want all of y'all to make it back home.
Yeah, that's important too. When's the street team's job over in that scenario? You coming back once the concerts start, or
no? We get there, we wait for more supplies to come. FedEx. Once we get to the hotel, I had to check everybody in, had to get everybody's ID, you know, in order to check them in. It was 2 to a room. Everybody, all right, you staying with me, you staying with me, you staying with me. There was 8 of us, so that's 4 rooms, double occupancy. No problem. Okay. The problem came.
With girls?
Yes. When we got all the supplies and we took them all, everything went to my room. It did not get split up. Everything got piled up in my room. All the boxes, all the merch, we had posters to put up and everything. Everything was in my room until Poe and everybody started arriving down there. And then, we had the 2-way pager. So that's how we were communicating. Not even by cell phone. It was just by the 2-way.
Yeah.
You know, so when we got hit up, this is where we're supposed to be this day, blasting the block with posters and stickers and giving away stuff to the girls and even the guys. Because, yo, I tell you something. We had a lot of male groupies. A lot of male groupies.
I know
I know a couple myself. They be like, yo, Kev, can you get what? Yo, I'm not in the office no more. I don't have access to shirts and stuff like that no more. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things even I have to put an order in for. You know what I mean? And regardless of how long I've been down or whatever. And there's other people too. They can't just walk up in the office. We still have an office in YO. You know what I'm saying? But there's the average person just can't be, can I have a shirt? Unless we're out there doing what we do, and you come up, can I have a shirt? You might get a shirt. You know what I'm saying? But don't be okay. Nope. Not happening.
Doesn't work.
Not yet. Not yet. I'm working on it, but not yet.
Right, there it is. So you were saying though, once you went through that stint with them, you split off, but you kept DJing and doing your thing. So
yeah, because that's, I hate to say it, it's my first love. It's like my first girlfriend, my first kiss, my first hug, my first everything, you know, my first nut, my first everything. Like music in general, I play instruments. You know, I started off in the Baptist church playing guitar, bass guitar, drums, organ, piano. You know, I know how to read music. I know how to teach voice. You know, I know where I can hear your voice and say, well, you're alto, you're a tenor, you're a soprano, or even if you're a first soprano, second soprano, or if you're, you know, whatever category that your voice fits into, I know how, just by my ear, how to tell where your lane is as far as vocals are concerned.
There it is.
You know, so, you know, doing all that, it was crazy. It just going back to those days, you know. A matter of fact, my home church, I have a funeral to go to next week. You know, one of our deacons passed away that was my Sunday school teacher. Oh, wow. He was one of my mentors. He was my father's best friend, one of my father's best friends. So, you know, I got a little bump to go through next week, but I'll be all right.
Yeah, no doubt. As you continue DJing, when did you run into the vinyl meets Serato? When did that happen?
Oh, there's a step before there.
There is, okay. Yeah.
Doing vinyl. I worked for a club. It was a strip club. Went to work one night. My system's gone.
What?
System, 1200s.
Like your setup is gone?
1200s, mixer, crates, speakers, gone.
What?
Gone.
What happened?
What happened was
Tell me.
The owner had a pattern of doing that. I didn't know that at the time.
Oh, no.
There was 3 DJs before me that had the same thing happen to them. That owner now is deceased.
Gotcha.
Nobody had to do anything to him. His demise came on his own. So karma is a bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I didn't have to. I mean, there was one time I never forget. I was in my club, my strip club, out in Hunts Point. I was pimping and everything. I had dances and all that, you know, because I had the all on.
Yeah.
So chicks came to me. Yo, come on, you know, manage me, please. Yo, you a rough rider. Yo, I seen the bikes come through for you and everything. Please, I need the protection. So I had a couple of chicks out there. One night he walks in the club. I had the Rough Rider van outside.
Oh, okay.
I said to my peoples, gotta go home and get it. Jump in the van. Go home, get there. two of them talk, yo, Cav, you can't do that, yo, you got so much going for you right now. I know, he stole your stuff, and and it's like, yo, it wasn't nothing that he stole your stuff, but you can't do that. You're gonna mess up your life. You ain't never been to jail, blah blah blah. So I said, you know what? Here, take that. See your way home. I got back in the van and went back. By the time I got back, he was gone. Not mentioning no names, nothing. But by the time I got back, he was gone. And I've been monitoring him over the years. So when he just passed away recently, I was like, okay. Karma is.
So you can hold that.
Yeah, hold that. It wasn't my fault.
Right.
You can't, because I had disdain and anger and hatred toward this dude.
I mean, that's a lot of work, man. Just because you say he got your records too.
He got all the crates. I had about maybe, it was a strip club, so maybe about 4 or 5 crates.
Yeah, but still, that's a lot of time vested in just
the
harvesting.
1200s alone.
Yeah, no, I mean that's money, but I'm talking about the time you put in collecting all the records and getting it together.
Yeah, that's true too.
That time is invaluable. You know what I'm saying? Like that's more than the money.
I was able to replace everything.
Good.
I was able to replace everything. Learned the lesson.
Sure, we ain't leaving it at the spot no more.
We ain't leaving it at the spot no more, and you're going to sign a contract.
Right.
No more handshakes.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we knew each other, and everything. He was like, nah, Kev, I got you. See, I got you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you get got.
Right.
That's what happens when anybody tell you, yo, don't worry about it, I got you. Trust me, you're going to get got.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, you're going to get got.
Right.
Whether it's a business deal, whether it's a female, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, if they say, yo, don't worry about it, I got you, somewhere down the line, it may be early, it may be late, but somewhere down the line, you're going to get got.
Remember that, y'all.
Yes.
Free game on the show.
Free. That's free on me. Salute.
That's it. Yo, so we were talking about, I was asking you about when the transition happened for you, for vinyl to Serato. So
okay.
You were going to, that's why you started telling that story.
Right. Okay, the transition was.
But is that why you transitioned? Were you
no,
all right.
It's just, DJing changed.
Oh, you're right.
Because people was tired of paying people to be roadies to carry their crates, to carry the speakers, everything. Everything started getting condensed. So the CDJs came out.
Yep. Shout out Kurt Crazy. Yep.
CDJs came out. Once the CDJs came out, all your music was in a thing this big.
Yeah, exactly.
That was your crate right there. You had your CD set up, doubles. So you go right, left, you know what I'm saying? You had your doubles so you can cut it up. Then you structured that same CD book as you would do a crate. So you had your R&B, your rap, your house, your club bangers, all in that book. There's no crate sitting back here.
Right.
Now you have your crate in a book, a CD.
A CD, yeah.
That was the transition from vinyl.
Got you. So you went CDJ first.
Yes.
So that's interesting because that means that you kind of evolved with DJing as it happened.
I had to.
And I say that because, there's DJs today who still fight the Serato and they fight that. It's not real DJ. You know what I'm saying?
To a certain extent, it's not. Because I was doing an interview the other day, and I was like, that's a video game over there.
Right.
It's a video game for DJs.
Right.
Instead of sitting there going like this, you're going like this. That's basically the only difference.
Right. But it's interesting, and I commend you on kind of going with the times.
Had to.
Yeah. I like that. Because, And shout out to all the DJs that held on to vinyl till the very end.
Absolutely, salute.
You know, salute you. But the real is just what you said. It was so much more portable at that point. Once you got that CDJ going, you're dealing with a book of CDs.
Right.
You're not dealing with
crates. Right.
Heavy ass crates.
Right.
You could carry your whole setup on your back if you wanted to.
In the backpack.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, your speakers and all that.
Right.
You know, otherwise,
the equipment is the same. It's still the equipment. It's still going to be the same.
Yeah, it's just
the way you hook it up. It's still going to be the same.
It's just hooking up to the CDJ and you're popping in CDs.
Right.
Yeah. So that's dope that you did that. So that's interesting. So when did you say, hold on, I don't even have to bring CDs out no more? How long ago? When was your first Serato?
I wasn't even using Serato then. I was using virtual DJ.
There you go, yeah. But you know what I mean. That was like the controller deal. When did you do that?
20. Let me see. Where I can go by where I was living.
Exactly. That's how I do things.
Yeah. I could go by where I was living. Around 12.
Around 12. You went away from the CDs. You're like, I'm getting into this.
Yeah.
Got you.
I bought my first controller. Actually, was American Audio. Okay. It was this little. It was smaller than
that little one. Yeah.
That's the brand of my CDJs.
Got you. He's talking about the Denons over there.
Yeah, the Denons. Yeah, that's what I got for CDJs when I converted from vinyl to CDJs.
Yeah, they made the best ones, I think.
Yeah. Belt driven, and it felt like vinyl. The top of it is actually vinyl.
It had the right feel.
It had that same feel.
Yeah.
The transition was easy, and I made more money because I didn't have to pay people.
Roadies and all that.
Roadies, right. I didn't have to pay people anymore. And a lot of my dudes and my dudettes was like, yo, Kev, what's up? I was like, I really don't need y'all no more. I'm sorry. You know, I condensed the system. Yo, where you get those from? It's part of being a DJ and part of, you know, advancing and learning. But even then, quick story. I'm in a club on 167th called Two Cousins. Was it two? Yeah, Two Cousins. I got a residency in there. They had me there every, I think, Thursday and Friday night. And they brought me in on like a Tuesday for comedy night, just to do the sound and play a little music in between the acts and all that. Kool Herc walks in there one night.
Boom, stop right there. Boom. Boom. We will see y'all in part 3.